Today I fucked up by talking to my husband on camera. A little short story for this, but hilarious and embarrassing at the same time. So I was riding with my husband due to snow, and we occasionally like to talk dirty to each other. He looked at me and said I was a ho-ho. I looked at him and said, "I'm your cream-filled ho-ho." He turned back to me and said, "Honey, you're on camera." I completely forgot we were in his company truck, and they record everything in the cab, including audio. He called me again today while I was at work, and by myself, and I asked if he was still horny from this morning. Again he said, "Babe, camera." I hope his bosses know his wife desires him. I am so embarrassed. I hope this made your day. Too long did not read. I talked dirty to my husband in his recorded company truck, and was left completely embarrassed. I hope to one day have a partner who desires me as much as you desire him. Also, the whole story is funny as hell, grinning face with sweat. The recording will never be seen unless there is a report of some wrongdoing or an accident happened. The cameras are there for both employee and company protection in case of accidents. I know our company is rolling out cameras, and no way that anyone has time to review all the footage. It's same as cameras at the office, they roll always, but are only monitored whenever some event triggers it. That's a fun husband/wife/partner story. There is less than 1% chance anyone will see the video, unless he crashes mid-dirty talk. So I wouldn't worry about it. Besides, consenting adults talk about adult things sometimes. Good on you for keeping it spicy. I went to a company dinner with my husband, and it was a dressy occasion. I wore dress pants, and it wasn't until we were done eating someone mentioned my pants zipper was down. I had pink underwear, and everyone saw it. Double down next time and stare right at the camera. This is the most wholesome dirty story ever. Today I fucked up by trying a new masturbation technique, and now I can't walk. For context, I am 22 female. Yesterday evening I was feeling a little horny, so I decided to experiment with a new method of getting myself off. I had heard pillow humping referred to before, and even seen a few videos of other women doing it, but had never tried it for myself. So that's exactly what I did. I chose to straddle the pillow upon the bed, anchoring my toes for stability. I enjoyed it more than I expected, and was probably there for half an hour. As soon as I dismounted and tried walking to the bathroom, I noticed my knees kept buckling and my legs felt like jelly. This continued for the rest of the evening. It was a struggle to walk as normally as possible in front of my housemates so as not to raise any questions. I woke this morning to find that my calf and thigh muscles are still aching, although walking straight is a little easier. I guess had unknowingly done a pretty intense leg workout. I'm sharing this as a PSA for my fellow horny girls. Don't do any aggressive pillow humping if you have somewhere to be after. Too long did not read. I humped a pillow too enthusiastically, and my now legs are still recovering from the exercise. Every day can be leg day. Keep at it. You're going to be the most athletic pillow humper in a 100 kilometers radius. It's typical to only get DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, if you are untrained and your muscles haven't really been worked before, or for a long time. If you try it for the second, or maybe fifth, you'll probably find you don't get that problem afterward. It's probably not a foo to actually get meaningful exercise of your legs for the first time in a long while. What an amazing leg day without leaving the house. Ah, good old sex DOMS. Op walking in. GIF, Giphy VNBNYPCPAZJY. Today I fucked up by putting baking soda on my armpits and accidentally ruining them for 2 years. This is my first ever Reddit post, so apologies in advance if I mess up the formatting. Anyway, here's how I managed to ruin my own armpits by trusting baking soda like it was holy water. I used to be someone who normally sweated at an average level. On summer days, if I showered in the morning, I'd stay fresh until noon and only get a light smell in the evening. In winter, I could skip a couple of days without smelling at all. Because I wanted something even better for hot days, and because I'm stubborn about avoiding non-natural products, I experimented. First I tried lemon juice. Useless. Then I tried baking soda because my mom said it worked for her. I'd mix a bit with a few drops of water and apply it after showering. Almost every day. And at first, it was incredible. Shockingly effective. Not 12 hours, 24 hours of zero smell. My mom quit after a few weeks because she said it made her itch. Lucky woman. But after a while, the magic faded. I ignored it. Kept using it. Then things escalated. My armpits started smelling while I was still stepping out of the shower. I'm not exaggerating. I'd wash thoroughly, shave regularly, dry off, check. And there it was, Instant smell. I thought it was a fungus. I stopped the baking soda, but the smell didn't stop. I washed everything at high heat, shirts, towels, even my shower sponge. No change. Dermatologist number 1 useless. Gave me meds, didn't explain anything. I used them for 2 weeks. Nothing changed. Meanwhile, I started carrying an extra shirt to work during winter. Before going out in the evening, I'd switch shirts in the office bathroom like some tragic undercover agent. And if you're thinking this was psychological, no. Dermatologist number 2 actually examined me and said, "No fungus, just bacteria that dug deep and wouldn't go away with washing." He gave me 2 creams, 1 antibiotic, 1 antifungal just in case, and told me to use them twice a day for 3 months. 3 months. Using the creams killed the smell instantly. For 2.5 months, I lived like a normal human again. But then a new curse appeared, excessive sweating. Not mild sweating. I'm talking waterfall levels. Picture the sweat marks on my shirts going down nearly a hand's length. Summer, winter didn't matter. A non-stop sprinkler system under my arms. I pushed through, finished the full 3 months, stopped the creams, and a few days later the smell came back. Not as strong as before, but still awful. So now I had 2 problems instead of 0. Unwanted odor. Niagara Falls under both arms. Eventually I gave up on all treatments. No more creams, no more hacks, no more natural experiments. Just normal hygiene, gentle washing, no over-soaping. I stopped applying soap directly. I lather my hands first, apply lightly, and rinse very well. It's been about 8 months since I quit everything. And finally, the waterfalls dried up, and the smell has mostly retreated. I have no idea what I went through, but I'm grateful to be almost normal again. Do I still use baking soda? Yes, but only because I bought it in bulk. My husband uses it for cleaning floors now. And honestly, I'm scared to walk barefoot on them. Too long did not read. Natural product doesn't mean harmless. Baking soda ruined my armpits, gave me instant post-shower odor. Then medical creams turned me into a human waterfall. Months later, I finally recovered. Do not dive into baking soda like I did. It is not your friend. Note, I don't speak English well enough. I used AI to translate and improve the text. I hope this doesn't violate the community guidelines. My story is real. The images are no longer proof, but I have the recipe. I shared my recipe in a comment below. Just a reminder that arsenic, cyanide, and mercury are also all natural. Just because it is all natural doesn't mean it is safe. I now understand how writing natural on products gets so many suckers to buy it. So I made the same mistake years ago. I made my own deodorant with baking soda. I got the worst itching and dry skin. Like peel off in thick layers, almost like a callus. I switched back to good old Secret, no problems since. Turns out if you don't buffer the baking soda with something mildly acidic, the pH fucks up your skin. Commercial products with baking soda usually have that buffer. Most people who DIY don't know you need that, so you get fucked up skin. Why the FK don't you just use antiperspirant or deodorant? Sorry, the grammar, punctuation, and bolding in this post screams written by AI. If this is your real personal story, do us a favor and write it yourself. If you are a bot, please kindly screw off. Hey, just so you know, by the time you start smelling yourself, others have probably been smelling you for a while. I have yet to meet a natural products person that used hippie deodorant that didn't smell a little armpity. Today I fucked up by flirting with my roommate. Okay, softly, first thing is first, we are both single. He is M21 and I am F23. So we were at Dungeon and Dragons and all of our friends flirt with each other. It's kinda how our friend group works. So much so my roommate calls me his lesbian girlfriend and I call him my gay boyfriend. We are both bisexual. I've known that I have been in love with my roommate since end of June, so we were all having some alcohol, and I figured what's the harm in flirting with him? He doesn't like me back. So I jokingly started flirting with him. Nothing too much, no one got uncomfortable, we were all just laughing, drinking, playing Dungeons and Dragons, and no one thought much of it. Later him and I went home after all the alcohol was out of our system, and we didn't talk much on the car ride home. The next night I'm in my room reading my book, and he is getting ready to leave for work. He knocks on my door and asks me, "Hey, have you ever thought about me in a romantic sense?" I immediately freaked out and responded with no, and then said, "Well, that's a lie. I have, but I understand if you don't feel the same, and I'll back off." Then his alarm went off for him to leave for work before he could respond, and I'm just sitting here spiraling. We have an apartment tour in the morning, and I don't know how to bring up the conversation again. I don't know what to do. Please help with advice if you'll have any on how I can make my today I fucked up better. TLR. If my roommate doesn't feel the same, it'll make the next 6 months extremely awkward, or if he does, then I don't know the next steps. Link to the update. It's only awkward if you let it be awkward. Ick. That's some great communication from his part. Sounds like you should try. You two are still young, so if it doesn't, it doesn't, but if it does, fire fireworks. While this sounds like a pitch for a show/movie someone wants feedback on, the timing of asking right before the alarm went off for work. What a coincidence. I don't agree with your last statement in the too long did not read. If the feelings aren't mutual, it seems like you two are good enough friends that it won't change the dynamic enough to make living together weird. But that's up to you, not him. Just ask him on a date already. Jesus, you need to get some glasses with how blind you are. The next step is to ask him out for coffee and say, I want to talk about your question you asked before you went to work.